I'm Lindsey Monderman, and I'm a forensic biologist with the Alberta Fish and Wildlife Forensic Unit, which is in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Working with wildlife or animal DNA is actually not that much different than working with human DNA. We've based our laboratory practices, workflow, and standards on what is accepted in the human field. Really, the two principal differences are that we work with more than one species, and the kits that we use are not commercially available. So in our lab, we have to develop, validate, and optimize the kits for every species that we use. Our lab does individual DNA genotyping for 9 different species. So that's cougar, moose, elk, white-tailed deer, mule deer, grizzly bear, black bear, bighorn sheep, and walleye, which is a fish, so it's sort of the odd one out. In addition to that, we also do some DNA sequencing for species ID, and we have some local databases for both domestic and wildlife mammals, as well as birds, so upland game birds, raptors, and some waterfowl. My poster is about an interesting case that we had in the lab in the last, I guess it was just over a year ago now, and it's dealing with trace evidence in one of our investigations, as well as the really good work of the investigating officer. So the basic case was that a grizzly bear hide was found abandoned just in a roadside ditch, not that far outside of Edmonton, and in Alberta it's illegal to hunt grizzly bears right now. So the investigating officer found this and had no information for his investigation whatsoever. He put out a media release, and thankfully a witness from the public came forward. And from that witness, we were able to identify a suspect. We executed a search warrant on that suspect's truck and garage and found some very trace biological evidence. It turned out that it was a single hair from the bed of the truck. So we did DNA analysis on that, and the bear hide that had been found had a DNA match. And from that initial search, the investigating officer also got some other information which led him to the suspected shooter. They executed another search warrant at her residence and didn't find any biological material that matched back to the bear hide, but found a digital photo that actually had GPS information attached to it, and it was her standing over a dead bear that looked very much like the hide that had been abandoned. Unfortunately, this was the middle of winter in Alberta, and there was probably about 3 feet of snow on the ground. So the investigating officer had to wait until spring. He used that GPS information to find the suspected kill site, and using his trusty family dog, went out to this kill site, and they actually found a single rib bone and a little bit of hair left in this field area, which some people might think is unusual. There's an entire bear carcass there earlier in the fall, but with the other scavengers and the temperature and the out in the wild, things disappear very quickly. Fortunately, we got a full DNA typing profile from that rib bone, which matched back to the abandoned hide and the hair found in the first suspect's truck, and it really linked the whole case together. So using that trace evidence, we were able to take these people to court.